All right, so before we start modeling, we need to actually set up two things, our work environment and our project for the actual Lego man. So the work environment is just a place on our computer that we can find our assignments, and we need to make sure that it's purposefully placed and it's not on our desktop. So to do that, we're gonna go right here. And I'm on Windows, but you can also do this in the documents on your Mac as well too. But what I like to do is create a 3DF folder inside of my documents. I'm going to name that 3DF. Now, when we name a folder, we want to make sure that we do not use any spaces or any symbols because that can actually cause issues with Maya and RenderMan later on. Inside there, we're just going to open this up. And then I've already downloaded the 3DF materials download right here. It's inside my downloads folder. It should be in your downloads folder inside of your Mac if you've went to the Welcome to 3DF page and download the file at the very bottom of it. What we're going to do is extract it. So I'm going to double click on it. Since it's a zip folder, it has to be extracted before we can even use it. And I'm just going to unzip it into the main 3DF folder that I just created. The reason for that is because we're going to be using the information inside of here throughout the month. We have all the reference images for all the objects that you're going to be modeling throughout the month, along with the self-grading document and also the parts and size guide that you're going to use to make sure that all your objects are the right amount of parts and also the right size. With that said, let's hop out. Another thing that I like to do is actually make week folders. So we're going to have 4 weeks this month. So week 1, week 2, and again, making sure I'm not doing any spaces. Week 3, and this is just an extra layer of organization. So I make sure that I'm not losing anything and everything's easy to find. All right, so now that I have all that set up, let's go ahead and I'm going to close this and close this. Our next stage is to actually create a Maya project. A Maya project is a file system that Maya understands. And why this is important is because we're going to be modeling stuff, but we're also going to be attaching textures. We may be doing renders. Later on in your degree program, you may have like animation information, other reference information, and all that lives in outside files of your Maya scene. And it will take too much time to constantly, every time you open up a project, to relink that stuff up. So if you actually set up a project and set it up properly and set it, then Maya kind of does that work of like relinking everything up for you. So to create a project, we just need to go right here. Inside Maya, go to File, and go to Project Window. This will allow us to create a project. Inside of here, we have all this we're not going to really pay too much attention to or play around with, but instead we're going to immediately click New. This allows us to create a new project and name it. This is going to be Lego Man for this project. So Lego Man, no spaces. And then we're going to navigate to that week 1 folder since this is our first project on the first week of 3DF. And then we're going to go to my documents, 3DF, week 1, and hit select. Once we do that, that will allow us to create our project system. And we have to let Maya do this for us because we can't actually create by hand. The reason for that is why it's making all these folders, which is folders that Maya is going to be looking for certain things as far as like our main scenes. Obviously that goes in the scene folder, textures go in there. Everything has kind of a place, but the brains of the operation is this workspace.mel. And we cannot create this workspace.mel by ourselves. We have to actually make Maya create it for us. So with that said, now let's go ahead. I'm going to open up another documents window. So we're just going to open up a new window. And what we want to do is go back to that 3DF materials, go into the reference source images, and week 1 Lego reference. The reason for that is because we need to copy these images into our source images for the next video where we set up our reference images. What we're going to do is go into source images, select these, and we want to copy it, not click and drag, but copy instead. So right click, copy, and then go over here, right click inside of our source images and paste. That way we're not destroying this, we're actually keeping it at reference quality. That way, if we need to grab something, it's there. We don't have to go and re-download the file because we've been yanking stuff out of it. The last thing that we're going to cover is how to set our project. Now, this is not something that you have to do every time that you open up Maya, but if you haven't used Maya in a while or you switch between computers, this is something that you have to do before you can start using your Maya scenes and your project. So to set a project, we go to File, Set Project. We navigate to the directory of the project that we want to use. So we're already in 3DF, right here, Documents. Yep. 3DF, week 1, Lego Man. And what we want to do is go into the same directory as this workspace mount. We don't want to click on anything, but we just want to be in the same area as it. And once we do that, we can hit set. And now our project is set. So when we go to open up scene, it automatically opens up the scene folder for our Lego Man. So this is very important to do, and this is something that you want to do for each prop that you do this month. So Lego Man, and then next week when you pick a new prop, you're going to want to create a new prop project system as well. Outside that, now you're ready to start setting up your references.